I never know if it's like recording while it's doing the numbers.
Welcome to the Flashing People podcast. We're a day late, but we'll make it worth the wait. Isn't that
That
right?
was that was very professional, and also I appreciate the rhymes. We're a day late.
Now here's what I'm gonna say is we got to start this podcast properly. So the first thing, how many pounds? How many pounds are we down?
We're down another pound, so we're 46 pounds down. I'm not going to the media board because that shit does not work. It does not. Every time we get on here, we're talking about how I need to get on the horn with Riverside because some of this shit is wacky.
Or we use another
In
service,
fact, what's that?
or we find another service. Actually, you know what? That would be a really good question. Anybody that's watching this, do you guys know of a different like podcast service? Because here's the thing. Here's the issue that we ran into. Remember, is we can't do it through FaceTime because that's too low res. We wanted the audio to be correct, so it's different elements that need to be done online because we can't be next to each other because we don't live close to each other. So if anybody knows of a service or anything like that that they can recommend, we can try it out next week or something like that.
We're willing to sacrifice a little on the video, but not on the audio. So this video is what, like 720p?
Hmm.
We talk about a computer front camera, so it's not amazing. Are you on your phone?
No, I'm on the computer because of the
Okay.
audio. So this is one thing in case you guys listening don't know is Apple are some sacks of shit and they always put really bad front cameras on their computers. So in 2023, I could be wrong, but the last I checked, 2022, they were still doing 720p front cameras, which is atrocious.
Can,
Um,
can you believe that? That's crazy.
it's ridiculous. I mean, what does I'll pay an extra $100 for a fucking computer that gives you a good camera. Like I don't understand, especially in the world that we live in, where everyone does Zoom meetings.
Yeah, how the fuck can these phones do 4K and whatnot on the back cameras, but this expensive ass computer can't do better than 720p? Bullshit.
Exactly. But
Fuck
now
you, Apple.
now after that rant is over, um, let's jump into it. So I'll let
Oh
you
wait,
go.
no, no, no.
No, go
Hold
on.
on. We gotta.
Go on.
I gotta touch base a little bit more on that weight loss. Now, your boy's only down one more pound, but it's 46 total. So, God bless to that. Now, I think the weight loss, the actual pounds, is gonna stop because your boy's gonna make a pivot.
Let's hear
All
this.
right. So, I'm introducing more carbs to the diet, healthy carbs, fruits, honey, shit like that to go with the protein. So, and I'm gonna be lifting heavier because what I noticed was, initially I just wanted to get a bulk of. Welcome to Flashing People, the weight loss podcast.
But hey, you know what?
Initially,
You could be flashing people once that weight drops. So you know what? It still works.
yeah, yeah, we're gonna, yeah, absolutely, we're gonna be flashing people. Um, but it was just about getting a big chunk of weight off, right? So we did that. Now it's about putting on muscle that will continue to burn weight, fat, but muscle is king. And in order to put muscle on, you got to have some carbs in your diet along with that protein. So yeah,
Yeah,
46, but about to start bulking up.
I support this. This is gonna be good. Yeah, you don't want to get too skinny anyway. So yeah, just healthy.
Now, plus, like, because I haven't been having like many carbs, if any, man, the workout I did today was like I didn't have. It was like I had no juice to give it.
Well, it's draining, and that's why I was gonna mention that's why we didn't do the podcast yesterday because you went ham on these workouts, and by 9 o'clock you were passing out, which is fair. You don't have any fuel in you. Um, so we'll see what a difference once you start introducing a little bit of carbs to your diet.
Yeah, so there's the weight loss update for everybody because we know all you babies out there were so intrigued and interested in where we were at with that.
I mean,
So
everybody holds their breath every week for the update. So here it is.
hmm we're gonna show up next week. So last week you were at 46. Where are you today? Where are you this week? 36. because
Get cocky.
because all these carbs done got your boy filled up. I don't know. It's gonna be good though. I need to, like, muscle is. you gotta have muscle. It's just gonna burn fat for you.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I like I always say, like I don't, and I don't say this to like be a dick or anything, but I don't do cardio for the purpose that people think I do cardio for fat loss. I do it because it makes me feel good. I get that runner's high, and that, I enjoy that, and I enjoy being out in the sun. If I'm running, I don't like running indoors, so I do it for those reasons. But realistically, for the body type that I've always wanted, it's always been weight training and eating the correct foods. That's really all it is. And when you break it down to a very simplistic form, it's if you want to lose weight, you're going to take less calories in than you burn. And if you want to gain weight or bulk up, you're going to take in more calories than you burn. It's as simple as that. We were talking about this earlier where you can lose weight eating cupcakes if all you ate were 3 cupcakes a day and worked out like a motherfucker. You can lose weight doing that, but it's not the right way. You can lose weight with anything. It's just eating the right food so you don't feel hungry.
Talk that shit, daddy.
Yeah, yeah. So, all right, let's move on. What shoots did you have this weekend? You mentioned it on the last one, but obviously, I had a lot of shit going on, so I don't remember.
Man, 2 straight weekends I've just had weather fuck my plans up. Mother Nature has been just fucking my shoots up because obviously not many people want to shoot in rain. Uh, some couples will do it, but I had a senior shoot that was supposed to be at Clemson. She's a cheerleader, so we were going to get in the football stadium and all that. So that I understand not wanting to be in the rain for that kind of shoot.
Hmm.
Uh, did have a shoot, an engagement shoot Saturday, the infamous harsh sunlight photo shoot.
Hmm.
Yeah, so we can get into that. Sun was no clouds. Sun was harsh as shit. It was in this garden. I couldn't bring my wagon with all my shit, so I brought because I called you right before. I had 180, 200, a mag sphere, and a thin light stand. And then like when you're in a garden like that and it's just harsh light, like one you got harsh light, but then you get dappled light because you got that harsh light coming through and hitting the trees. So like being able to put a couple in spots to where the light is consistent or like shade or not too harsh. Like that the one photo I posted today. Now that one was easy because the sun was behind them.
Let
So
me
then it
see.
becomes exposed for the sky and then just hit them with some light. So that was easy. But once you get in and among the trees and the flowers and stuff like that with that dappled light, it just becomes tricky. So not my ideal time to shoot, but then again, that's why you and I spent a lot of time learning how to do flash photography. So you got to come prepared for shit like that.
That, but I'm also gonna say, Scott, I think that sometimes you you sometimes overcomplicate your life a little bit. So let me explain what I mean by that. On Saturday, we had a wedding, and it was very similar to what you're describing, middle of the day, because with getting ready and all that, it's happening at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And so what we did is we just searched for shade. We became natural light photographers. So all we did was search for shade, and then if that spotty lighting was coming through, what I always tell our shooters is assume that the sun is going to come out. So what I mean by that is you're not going to put them in an area where the sun would be hitting them in the face. So even if there is spotty light, I'm keeping the sun behind them, so to speak, even if it's not peeking through. Because when wind comes and a little bit of light comes through, I want it to be where the sun is already behind them. If that makes sense, what I'm saying. So the entire time for first look with dad, with first look with their dog, I'll get into that in a second. Um, I was just searching for shade, and then if I couldn't find complete 100% shade, then I would place them where if the sun would come out, it would still be behind them. And I was just shooting. I was shooting natural light because here's another thing also. When it's a natural setting like that, like what you're describing, like flowers and trees and stuff like that, sometimes flash to me feels unnatural, if that makes sense. Like in a city, flash and all that, it makes sense to me. Like it kind of it's harsh, it's not organic light. You know what I mean? It's what's the word that I'm looking for? Synthetic, basically. The lighting. It's not real. It's not in nature. So it doesn't make sense to me to use it so much in a foresty setting to the point that we only used off-camera lighting for one shot the entire day.
Yeah, you know what? Like the more I like, I wasn't. You know what's funny is when I called you, I wasn't. wasn't so much nervous about it. I was frustrated because it's like you tell some motherfuckers what time is the best to shoot, and then they like, nah, my man's got to go watch a NASCAR race, and so and it's like,
Well,
okay,
this is, this is an ongoing theme I think every week is I always say is things you can't control, don't stress out over it. So if you want to go and watch a motherfucking game, a baseball game or whatever you want to watch at 5:30 in the afternoon, so we have to shoot at really harsh lighting, that's not under my control. We can do whatever you want, but I'm telling you that it's going to look better at a certain time. But if you don't want to listen to me, then we're just going to shoot at that time. It's not the end of the world.
yeah, but Daddy loves to complain about shit,
Well, you like to like worry.
overcomplicate things.
You like
Is
to
what you
worry.
said.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'd like to worry. I like to do a bit of shit talking. I mean, at the end of the day, any lighting situation that you and I are going to be in, we're going to cook anyway. So like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and
Uh,
having that confidence helps to calm you down in situations like that. Like I go, "Well, it's all right. As a professional, we're gonna come out with some good stuff. Is it the perfect, scenario? Absolutely not. But we'll make it work."
yeah,
Yep. So, oh yeah. So we did a first look
yeah.
with
Tell me about your shoots. Tell me about your shoots.
yeah. So we did a first look with her dog. So like I saw that it was one. It was your favorite. She sent me a Pinterest board. Hi Ella, how's the New Hampshire? Good. All right. I heard you got a new family member.
It's a guinea pig.
Oh, it's a guinea pig. All
Yeah,
right.
and as soon as she got it, I had people online telling me like, "Oh, you shouldn't have done that. These things shit all over the place," and I've witnessed it.
Well, Ella's gonna take care of it, no? That's part of the deal.
Yeah,
There you
you've
go.
been picking up the shit. Yeah. Okay. God bless you.
Perfect.
Love you, and good night. I'll see you in a little bit.
Perfect.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
You were saying before we got into guinea pig shit?
Oh, yeah, I was telling you about your favorite thing that brides do. She sent me a Pinterest board. What Now,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this though. She only had like maybe 10 photos on it, and 8 or 9 of those we do anyway. So it didn't bother me like one bit. I'm like, oh yeah, fuck it. Like we already got that in our in what we do. The only one that wasn't something that we always do is a first look with her dog. And she came to the right photographer because I'm like, yeah, I totally fucking get it. You know what I mean? Like I'm not one of these people that like that's weird. No, I would do that with Tank. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we set up Charlie in a certain area, and had her sister was holding Charlie because I'm like, Charlie will trust you. And then when she came behind him, kind of made a little noise. He turned around and bolted to her, and it was really pretty. I enjoyed that a lot, obviously,
He was well behaved.
to some degree, because little Charlie the day before, by the ceremony, there's like a little lake area.
He took a shit.
He dove in there. He took a little swim. Yeah. So yeah.
That's cute. I mean, I like that. Like, that's a cute thing. A dog first look. You don't hear about that often.
And as like a dog, dog lovers that we are, we understand that. Like if Angelique wanted to
Yeah.
do a first look with Tank, of course I get it. She'd be tearing up, I'm sure. Um, yeah, and then that was pretty much the bulk of it. That day though, we did not stop shooting. There was a lot like on another list that she goes for families and stuff like that. So there was a ton. This might be the most photos I've taken at a wedding, I think, actually. It was like an 8-hour day. And so in an 8-hour day is the most I've taken. I think it took like 5,000, I think.
That sounds about right. Remember that Jersey wedding? How many photos I took, and who was it? Mark was like, "God damn, how many photos did you take?" I overshoot though. I always overshoot too much.
Yeah, but I would rather that than to look for photos that don't exist. And that's what I tell our,
Yeah.
our second shooters and our thirds. I go, guys, you're not editing this. Shoot as much as you need to. Because I would rather I have to sift through a few more and be a little frustrated about sifting through a few more, which I wouldn't be, than to be frustrated when a couple says, hey, there was this family there and there were no photos of them. It's like, shit, now there's nothing you can do about that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
one is worse than the other.
Now, so she did. How many first looks did she do? She did a first look with the dog, with her dad. Did she do one with the groom?
She did one with her dad only. So she did her and her dog with Charlie, and then one with her and dad. And then we knocked out all the wedding party on opposite sides. So her and the girls, and then my second shooter, Derek, was doing him and the guys. So then after the ceremony, we just knocked out the rest.
Fam, I had a bride once that did a first look. Shorty did like 8 first looks. She had one with a dad. She had one with a stepdad. She had one with a stepmom. She had one with some grandparents. She was about to have a first look with my middle fingers because I was getting tired. Like at some point, you got to draw the line. It's like, yo, there's so much other shit that needs to happen today. We need to stop all this nonsense.
And to touch on that, I think there was one bride that wanted to do, I think, a first look with the groomsmen, and I go, I don't think they're really gonna like. I don't get like they're not gonna have the same excitement as her coming out to the girls, to the bridesmaids. That I kind of
They're not
get,
about to.
because that's it's different. Now, one thing we should start doing is Scott, like if you were getting married, for example, is you a first look with you and your groomsmen, because we'd be cheering you on.
That'd be a fun one, man. I'd have to think about who would be the groomsman. What would it just be? You and Leonard?
I'm good with that.
Yeah, keep it nice and sweet.
And now we just got to find you a wife. That's the easy part, especially with this new bod.
I don't know, dog. It's proven harder than it might take. This might take hiring Houdini. This has proven a harder task than I thought it would be.
Well, we'll get you
But
there.
you know what? Yeah, I ain't focusing on it anymore. It's just about physical fitness and focusing on work.
Yeah. No, no, and that's what you should be focusing on regardless. You know what I mean? Whether you're married, engaged, dating, whatever like focus on being a better you. That's what it's about.
Focus on collecting bags.
That always helps. So,
So you shot that wedding.
mhm.
Shout out to your second shooter. Who were you with again that day?
Derek, he's tremendous. Hard worker, very talented, and really great with people. He's one of our lead shooters too.
Now he's the one that wanted to invest in a new bike seat. Yeah.
No, that was John Chris. John Chris was
Okay. Okay.
he was assisting. Oh yeah, he did this silly shit. So let's talk about this. When I have a wedding, I don't. That's a day I'll skip working out because I need all my energy, and I know that working out gives you energy, but also by the end of the day, it lets you sleep good. So if I'm at a wedding and that's the normal time that I'd be winding down, but I still got to be amped up, I don't want to feel exhausted because your body
Yeah.
naturally knows what time you go to bed. So around the same time, it starts releasing, the sleeping effect. So for me, I don't go to bed, but I'll start winding down. So if I work out, I'm gonna get to that quicker. So on those days, I don't work out when I have a wedding. But going back to John
Yeah.
Chris, he had the brilliant idea. John Chris, I know you listen. He's one of the loyal ones. He had the brilliant idea to bike ride 40 miles, and he didn't have the Stockton seat.
So his hoggy was sore
I didn't
because a
check. I
regular
didn't
bike
ask him.
seat. Listen, there's a nerve that runs around your hoggy region called the pudendal nerve. Now, the reason your boy knows about this is because I once was on the Thick Boy Bike Club, and I had a regular ass bike seat, the banana looking with the front thing, and gravity and everything that pulls down on that seat. It hurt to pee when I got off that damn bike seat.
Damn.
And so yeah, because it pushed on this nerve, whatever. So like, I was like, what? I was like, what the fuck is happening? I had to Google it,
Yeah.
and it says that like that's why most like long distance bike riders have those fucking shorts that are like padded with gel and all that stuff.
Yep.
And I ain't about to spend a couple $100s on that, but I did find myself a $40 bike seat that looked like a park bench with the banana part sawed off. So it's just the only thing that's on the seat is ash cheeks, and it got rid of the whole like pee issue. So
Let's explain
John
this to
Chris,
the people. We'll explain this to the people. So it's not like a banana seat because banana seats are usually a little bit more narrow. So if you guys who are listening, picture a regular bike seat and then double it. That's basically it was twice the width, so it fits a nice size. Exactly.
yeah,
and then it was just like the front part where it would come out, the like the long shaft part is just chopped off. So it
The
is,
wiener part,
yeah.
yeah, the wiener part was sawed off. This was like a cafeteria lunchroom like seat. The only thing that could rest on it is ass cheeks. The front part sawed off. There's no gravity pulling down on pudendal nerves and wieners and whatnot. It made life nice. So,
See,
John, Chris, get that seat, Daddy.
there you go. But on that note, also, don't over, advice to photographers: don't overexert yourself when you're gonna go shoot a wedding, because he was
Yeah,
pretty tired. He did a tremendous job. No, he didn't drop the ball or didn't he didn't fall behind at all. But that's because he's a very responsible man. But it is more tiring, and there's no, screw it, save your workout for the next day. You know what I mean? Usually I'll skip that day and then I'll work out the following day.
oh yeah, I ain't working out it. I'm not working out the day of a wedding.
Yeah, it is a little tiring. Well, you also do like what, 10, 12 hour days, or have we adjusted that yet?
That's for another pod.
No, yeah, we're gonna talk about that.
Yeah, yeah, we'll do that on another pod. Yeah, the adjustment hasn't been made yet.
I mean, how long have we been talking about it? How long have we known each other?
Yeah, yeah, a few years. Yeah, yeah, it's been a few years. Um, Now you were talking about reasons why you like shooting maternity sessions.
Yes, because we shot one yesterday, or I shot one actually. And the reason I didn't take an assistant on this maternity session was because exactly what I was just describing to you about a natural environment. I wasn't going to use a ton of off-camera lighting. So to me, I'm just using two lenses, 35 to 150, 14 to 24 on a little sling bag, and then I just carried one light stand. Um, and the reason I genuinely, from a human level, enjoy shooting maternity sessions is since I've been doing it for so long, dude. Like I've seen, again, for example, my friend Josh. I've shot his engagement session back in like 2010, 2011. Then I shot his wedding. Then I've shot like his family. So I've shot his maternity session also, to include that. So with his wife, and I've seen them progress through their life. And there is a big gratification for me to see people, being happy and enjoying
Yeah,
like those moments in their lives. And you can make some beautiful, beautiful photos also with the same environment that you would do like an engagement session, but it just so happens to be capturing a very special moment in their lives. So from a human
yeah.
perspective, I really like that. Just seeing my couples happy and seeing them, create a family.
Well, I've always cried bullshit on maternity shoots, newborn shoots can get fucked
The newborns is
completely.
not for us. Yeah.
No, I have no patience for that shit. But you made a point to me the other day. Now, just because I didn't like maternity shoots, I just focus too much sometimes on shit that is irrelevant. I'm focused too much on this woman's baby bump, and you had put it in terms as like it's an engagement shoot with a baby hump.
Right. And you do some close ups with the bump and you do the hands and you do the sonogram. So there's a few other things, but generally speaking, the other 90% is treating it very closely to an engagement session.
Yeah, I might have to start messing with maternity shoots again then.
Yeah, dude. And the only thing, like sometimes you'll do a few more with just her by herself. So that's the big difference. And the thing is, the guys love that because they get a little break. Like yesterday, Jay just kept going, "Oh, good," and just kept walking away. He goes, "This is about her," and I go, "Yeah, perfect, dude." Like did a few more with her. And the thing that I don't generally do though is like studio work with maternity sessions, because studio work in general I just don't like. I feel like it's boring. Really, I'm not a huge fan of it. Um,
Yeah,
so generally speaking, if we're shooting a maternity session, it's outdoors, so it's very much like I said, like an engagement session.
yeah. It's I think I'm gonna dive into it more. I'm like you too. I don't like doing studio stuff.
Yeah,
I had to do a shoot at a studio a few weeks ago, and I was like, I just don't like the backdrops. Like it just, I'd much rather get out in nature and do all that stuff. I hate studio stuff, but yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, it really is just like a couple shoot, and then when you're doing some of her by herself, it's like a bridal session just with the baby bump. It's
exactly.
shit that we do all the time anyway, so it's like, why not do it?
And they're
Collect
gonna
a
get
bag. It's easy.
exactly, and they're gonna get your style for, throughout their entire, life moments or whatever. So it's like, you have the
Yeah.
engagement session, you have the wedding, you have the maternity session, then you have, if you wanted to dive into families, to me, it doesn't bother me. I don't mind doing them. I enjoy it. So,
Yeah.
they have that consistency, and also you build relationships, dude, because there's a lot of people that I've shot there, all those things, and I become friends with them. My friends,
Yeah.
Jasmeet and Nazi, we went to their son's first birthday party. I think it was first. I don't think it was the second. But we went to their birthday party. Like I wasn't shooting it. I just swung by and just to be there for them. So you become friends with them like that too.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I'll dive back into them. Um, we did have somebody reach out. They left us a comment asking us asking us if we were happy with where we're at in our photography businesses. You want to go first, or you want me to roll?
Uh, I'll let you go first on this one.
So I'm happy in a sense of, I mean, I'm happy. Like it's a good business. It makes money. Like we've been recognized in magazines and things like that, and that's nice. But overall, I know there's a ton of things I need to do, and to get to, like, I'd love to be. I mean, I kind of like your format, having a team. So like you can go shoot something and your team can go shoot something on the same day, so multiple bags are being collected. More of a nice business. Now I have different goals in that I want to go shoot international shit. I know, or like I like to travel around and shoot these things, and I know you're more like, well, shit, why? You
Hmm.
come at it maybe with more of a business mind. It's like I can make the same bags, just getting out of my bed and driving 2 hours up the road and shooting weddings. I'm just such a whore for traveling. Like, man, I'd give anything to get a nice little parachute wedding, maybe a Santorini wedding. I'd love to go do some stuff like that.
See, on that note, like if you're gonna do a destination wedding, it would have to be something where you shoot the wedding and then you take a few days to actually enjoy the place. Because if you just go
Yeah,
to shoot and you're spending one day after the shoot, like it's not enough. So to me, is if I'm
yeah,
gonna go shoot, let's say we have a wedding on a Saturday, get there on Friday or maybe even before that, go shoot the wedding on Saturday, and then spend Sunday, Monday, Tuesday there to actually enjoy it. So if it's something like that, I can see the benefit of it. But basically, you're collecting a bag just to go on vacation at that point, and you have to just be okay
yeah,
with that. But it's
yeah.
such a
And
pain
I
in
would
the
be
ass.
okay with that because, like, if you're in Santorini and you shoot a beautiful wedding and that backdrop, and then what you made the next few days, you get to just kind of tour. Like some I just think that juice is worth the squeeze on something like that. Like some people might be a little more tied to like the money aspect of it. I'm like, shit, I want to see the world. So
See,
if I can go to Ireland and shoot a wedding and see the countryside, like that's a win for me.
yeah, and I will say, I think I've gotten a little bit more into the idea because I have the team. Because now, even if I'm away, we have three or four other teams that can shoot weddings that day. So I feel more comfortable being like, yeah, I'm going to go over there and I'll have them handle these weddings here. So from a business perspective, now it makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah, and like you said, so I had that wedding in Seattle later this year, and I took 3 or 4 extra days
Hmm.
for when I go because I've never been to Seattle or the Pacific Northwest period. So I'm going to shoot the wedding and then I'm going to vlog and kind of, I have a rental car. I'm just going to kind of tour the city, maybe go a little bit more north because there's tons of like pretty forests and like waterfalls, national parks and shit like that. So it's worth it for me to do that. But I guess let me come back to the question: are you happy with where you're at? I'm happy with where I'm at, but I know that there's a ton of work to be done because we both want to grow our YouTube channels. We both want to get monetized in that. And I just know there's a ton of work that needs to be done. But overall, I guess I'm happy with where I'm at. Could it be better? Sure. Could it be worse? And there's plenty of examples of worse out there in both of our markets that I'm sure we both see. Yeah.
Now, let
But
me ask
I'm
you,
happy.
I'll ask you a follow-up question on that. What do you think would make you happier?
I would I I would love to get into more of like the uh God, what's the word for it? Like the creative space, or like the not an influencer,
Like
just cats that
workshops?
content creator, content
Okay.
creator. I would love to like once we get our YouTubes monetized, I would love to just make money doing YouTube videos, because there's tons of people out there that do it. BTSs, how tos, vlogs, things like that, and they get to they basically. I mean, there's so many photographers that I follow online that do this stuff, and they basically get to tour the world trying out new gear and doing silly and fun shit, and just get paid that way doing it. And they'll show up and do their weddings, but like with AI and stuff like that now, you can just show up and shoot a wedding, or like you with your team, hand those photos off to somebody else. It's getting edited and taken care of, and it's getting out the door. So you could still do your weddings and then go do this content creation stuff and make money. Like that seems fun to me. Like that, I would. That's the type of shit I want to do. Like make money doing videos and making content like that, and traveling and just making money.
Yeah, and I mean, I think the only way to achieve that goal is to just keep doing what you're doing and maybe do it even more. So posting
I got to
more
do it
videos.
more.
That's the only way. You know what I mean? Like we all think that it's such a hard formula, but at the end of the day, it's not. It's figuring out who our audience is and feeding them what they want to watch. And sometimes it's just a numbers game. It's the more you do it, it's just like like a snowball effect. So I think that if
Yeah.
we do it more, you can easily obtain that goal. Dude, we can do anything. I really, I genuinely believe that. Um, I've always believed that whatever the hell you want to do, you can do it. It's just a matter of
Yeah.
doing it and not just thinking about it. Just like this podcast. If we just kept talking about it, it would have never came to fruition. But now we're doing it.
And we got all 51 of our bastard babies out there listening
Did we
right
lose a
now. God
few?
bless you all.
Did we lose a few?
What's that?
I said, did we lose a few?
No, it might be. I think it's more than that. I'm just bullshitting. But no, you're right. It's just about consistency and showing up every day. Like you might put out some videos that don't get the views that you felt like you might get. And this happens to me. I mean, this happens to all of us on posts. Like sometimes we'll post something like, "Oh, this is a slapper. It's going to get crazy likes." It doesn't get crazy likes. Then you put out some photo that you're like, "Eh," and then it gets more likes, and you're like, "What the fuck?" So like this, it's the same thing with these videos. Like you might put something out and don't get discouraged if you're not getting the views that you think that you should be getting. It just continue to show up every day. And eventually, I think the algorithm for YouTube rewards consistency.
Exactly. And that's why we're going to keep posting. Sometimes I look and it's got like no views and like, I don't really give a shit. We're going to keep posting, because it was actually a podcast that one of my friends was posting from like a year and a half ago. And back in the day, it was getting like no traction whatsoever. And now I look at it and they're getting consistently like, a good amount of views. So I'm like, yeah, it's just a matter of doing it. And they're entertaining as fuck too. So I forgot the name of the podcast now. God damn it. But um yeah, it's just a matter of just
Weird.
keep doing it.
You got to answer that question now. So, are you happy with where you guys are at? Where you're at with TNK?
Yeah, dude. I mean, I would say the team that we have, and it's not just credit. It's not just me giving myself credit to myself. It's giving credit to all the guys like Sergio and Derek and all these guys who recommend people to me that they go, hey, this person can really, add to the team. And they know what I'm looking for because I don't bullshit. Like we're not just gonna hire anybody. So if you send somebody my way, I'm going to be brutally honest with you and with them. So make sure who you send over is going to be top notch. Derek, for example, he was recommended to us by Sergio, and Derek is one of our lead photographers. Sergio knew exactly what we were looking for. We were looking for no bullshit, hardworking, good people. Boom, there comes Derek. John Chris, actually, I shot his family session. And that's how I originally met him. And he says, hey, I'm kind of into photography. And I go, yeah, dude, hit me up. Whatever questions you have, I'll help you out. And now he's assisting for us all the time. He's going to start shooting with us very soon. Yeah, so to me, to answer the question, I'm very happy with the amount of people that we have. I'm very happy with the work that we put out. I'm very happy with the customer service that we have. And I think at this point, what would make me happier is just scaling it up even more. It's booking us out constantly. And the more work that I can give my team, the happier it makes me. Because, I know a lot of them, some of them are starting out, some of them are a little bit more advanced, but none of them, and I'm not saying this to be like, pompous or anything, they're not as busy as I am, or they're not as busy as you are. And I want them to get to that level. Andrew and Sergio are definitely up there already. And that's what I want for them. But they're also the people that have been with us the longest. So in the end, I want to create leaders. I want to create people that get out there and kick ass, and then they come and kick ass for us, when we assign them.
Yeah. Damn. What's we were talking about destination shoots and stuff like that. Another from the same person I think left us another comment. Like, what's one place if you have a bucket list? What's one place you'd really like to shoot? Because I don't. I'm always running my mouth about all these places, and I never hear like as much detail from you. So I'm actually personally curious as to what's one place Elmer Escobar wants to get his little fanny at and start and shoot a wedding or some engagement or something like that.
I'll be honest, it wouldn't even be an engagement or a wedding or anything like that. It would just be something that I would want to see. And it's Iceland. Let me be very specific. Iceland in the summer. There's no way your boy is going there in the winter because fuck that.
Come on, Daddy. Yo, Iceland in the winter would be fly as shit too. We go out there on that black sand beach, boy. Get out there at that one big ass iconic waterfall they got. Picture your boy with a beanie on. Come on,
You,
dog.
do you recall why I moved to California?
Oh yeah,
I hate
yeah.
the cold, dude. I'm cold right now, and where I'm just in the basement right now. But I
I got a
can't
hoodie
do
on.
this the winter. Hell no. But Iceland would be a really cool place just to shoot, just for fun. Um, Beyond that, I'm not really. Although we were looking at Greece earlier. I think that Greece looks really cool. I think I was very much persuaded to it.
Yeah, Greece is gorgeous, man.
And have you been to Greece?
And
I forget.
yeah,
Oh, you have. Okay, yeah. And you were 16. Is that the one, or was that?
no, that was Croatia.
Oh,
When we went to Greece, I was even younger. So like I've been man, my parents they drug us because I lived in Europe from 1 to 18. So like they drug us everywhere. Like so like those early years, I don't remember shit.
right.
But now Greece, man, that water as blue as that. Like you don't get bluer water.
Yeah. Now,
It's great. It's
what about
gorgeous.
you? Where would you want to go? And for you, it could be an engagement shoot because you did mention that, or a wedding.
Yeah, I don't. I used to think I had all these big ideas. I want to go to Ireland. Like my favorite rom com, Leap Year, The Cliffs of Moher. Uh, if y'all haven't watched Leap Year, do yourselves a grand favor and go watch that because they toured the countryside. My man was helping this chick get to Dublin from basically around where the Cliffs of Moher were at, and they had to tour the Irish countryside. It was just like lush greens and little like castles and little cottages and stuff like this. So like having lived in Europe, I've got a soft spot. See, like it's funny. You, me, and Monkey were talking about places to go that we're going to go travel, and Monkey was like leaning more towards like a Caribbean or like a paradise kind of vibe. But like I like that European. I was tossing out Sweden and places. I like places with like little villages and old architecture and stuff like that. So like I think Ireland would be fly to get like an elopement with a couple that's willing to like travel through Ireland and different spots. That would be dope. I'd love to do that. Or Iceland. Iceland's up there too because like there's so much cool shit to do in Iceland. That whole black sand beach that looks dope. And then there's just shit tons of waterfalls and crazy nature and greenery all over the place. So like both those places and Iceland, you get in the Northern Lights, right?
Yeah, those places feel alive. Like
Yeah,
Iceland to me feels like the earth is breathing. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and I don't even do drugs, but you know what I mean? Like that's what it feels like. Like when you look at it, that's what has always been really intriguing for me. And I should just do it already because I'm 37 now. Like, and I still haven't really traveled much.
Yeah, and I want the people to know I don't do drugs either, but I did do Delta 8 one time, and I thought a couch was eating me alive, and I thought I forgot how to swallow. So I'll never be doing anything higher than Delta 8 or Delta 9, and I won't even be doing those.
I forgot to mention, speaking of drugs, I was going to talk about this in the beginning of the podcast. Have you heard of these silly, stupid shots that people are taking that suppress appetite? It's what the hell is it? Ozempic?
Oh, I have heard.
Yeah, we're gonna see.
What
Angelique didn't take that, but she did. And I told her I was gonna mention it. So, um,
should we get a? Do we need a guest appearance by her right now?
no, she's busy upstairs. But yeah, I don't support this. I'll say that much because you know me, I like fitness. But yeah, we'll see how that works out.
No, we were talking. Yeah, we should have slapped that on at the end of the weight loss thing. Listen, if you're taking something that is going to change your taste buds or change your how your body likes certain flavors or whatever you're eating, I'm not fucking with that because anything that's going to change like the natural way your body is taking in anything that scares me
And you know what?
because
Go ahead.
well, no, I was just going to say because if it's changing it up front, like I don't know, drugs like that scare me because it's like, will I get it back?
And not only that, I feel like okay, now once you get off of it, if you do get it back, are you gonna have even more of an appetite because now everything's gonna seem elevated, the taste of it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And actually, as I was searching Ozempic right now, I found something called Ozempic face, which is something I guess happens to you where you look all sucked in.
Mm,
Interesting. I just sent that
damn.
for. Oh, she says it's for people who do it for months. Oh, okay. Well, fuck all that. Why don't you just get to the gym, man? It's not that difficult. Go work out 20 minutes a day and don't eat, like absolute garbage. I don't know.
Yeah, workout, carnivore diet, you good to go.
Like my boy right here. Look at that sweet face. All right, I think we have time
Hey,
for one more topic and then we're gonna call it.
well, I'm gonna throw a wild card in here.
Uh-huh.
So I have a friend of mine who you know,
Uh-huh.
it's a she.
Uh-huh.
I want to see how dirty you think another photographer did her because I think it's dirty as shit. And so, photographers listening to this, I'm sure we've all been in similar situations, or maybe not this same situation, but dodgy ones. So, Shorty got an inquiry to shoot a wedding. She gave them her package. They agreed on a package. They said, "We love this. We love your work." Blah blah blah. And just to tell you who this is, she went with us to Vegas. You know who it is.
Oh, I figured. Uh-huh.
Okay. So, so she had a couple inquired, showed them packages. They picked a package. Everything was set. Then they said, "Hey, do you know any videographers?" And she said, "Well, yeah, I do." And she happened to work with another photographer who does photo and video. And she sent them. She reached out and said, "Hey, I'm sending somebody your way for video." Well, this person then got a hold of this couple and then ends up booking them to do his photo video package. And now she gets no money from this wedding. And this cocksucker can't seem to see that how he fucked her out of money. And I was talking to her today and she's just like she's got all this anxiety and stress about it. And I'm just like, that's fucked up. You don't do that. Like that's not a friend right there.
Yeah, I agree. Because at the very minimum, the photographer, videographer, the right thing to do would be, hey, listen, I can't control that the couple wants to book with me. I've already told them, hey, I'm only doing video because I don't want to step on any toes. But there comes a point where the couple may just be like, no, we want you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I get that part. The correct thing to do would at least break her off a little something. Give her a little like a referral fee. Hey, listen, I understand now you're not going to work that day. There was nothing I can do. I tried to keep pushing them back your way. That's the main thing, because Sergio had that happen to him, where I sent him the video referral, and they're like, "Oh, can we just book photo and video?" And he goes, "I would never do that, and cross Elmer like that. Go ahead and book photo with Elmer, and then I'll do the video on this side." And I go, "That's my boy right there. That's how you do it."
That's just loyalty 101. That's all this. So all this guy had to do was
Mhm.
give them a video quote, but
Yes.
he sent them to his hybrid packages,
Yeah, and that's
and
fucked
it's
up.
that's fucked up. Yeah,
Yeah, because you sent, "Hey, listen, this you sent yeah, you got sent to me for video. Here are my video rates." And if you don't have them separated, you're a fucking asshole, first of all, because you should have separate photo and video in case people only want certain things or for situations like this. And if you don't have them separated, just type it out. This is how much video would be
yeah,
for this certain packages. So yeah, it's a real shady situation. And what I would say for her is good riddance. At the end of the day, maybe you lost some, you missed out on a few $1,000s, but you also got rid of some fucking leech that's in your life. That's how I always look at it. I go, at least this cocksucker exposed himself as a snake. Get the fuck out of my life. Even better. I'm making out. You know what I mean? Now I don't have to have shitheads like that in my life who think I would rather have an enemy who I know is my enemy than an enemy who's pretending to be my friend.
yeah. Well, and then he tried to say, "Well, hey, I'll pay you $500 if you want a second shoot it," and I was like, "Yo,
No, that that's
would have had
slap
to."
in the face. How about throw me $500 anyway because I gave you this fucking job, asshole? It's as simple as that.
Yeah, I felt bad for her, and I used you as an example. I was like, "Do you know what Elmer would do? Like, that's horseshit." Like, she was like, "Well, what do I say?" I'm like, "You call him a cocksucker,
Yeah.
and you tell him to get fucked, and say, keep the wedding you stole from me,
Yep.
and get the fuck out of lose my number." Like, and she is, a single mom with two kids, and you just took money off her plate,
Exactly
off the
right.
table
Because this is
from her kids.
it's your livelihood. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's fucked up, and it was his fault for not sending just the video packages because that's what fucked everything up. Because if you present a menu with everything, they're gonna want everything. But if you present a menu with just what they were sent for, that's what they're gonna go with.
It's especially fucked up because she was sending him money.
Yeah.
She was sending him business, and he's like, "Nah, I'll just take it all."
It's grimy. Like I said though, this the snake exposed himself. Good. Get him the fuck out of your life. That's the best thing you can do because you're not going to control what this cocksucker does next, and you're never going to trust him again. So there's no reason to keep like people like that in your life. That's the way that I look at it.
Yeah. Now, lastly, you have a proposal in Yosemite, yeah?
Yes. So it was a phone call from one of our previous grooms. He's like, "Hey, do you have time to chat?" And I go, "Yeah, no problem." I thought, "Oh boy, here comes a maternity." I thought, you know what I mean? Like I thought that's what it was. But he goes, "Oh no, my friend is proposing to his girlfriend in Yosemite, and it's going to be on these dates." So I checked. I was making sure that I was available and give me a little buffer, in case we stay there a little bit longer. Um, and I was like, "Oh yeah, cool." So I let him know kind of what the package looks like. I let him know how much the travel fee, which a travel fee I just charge basically. This is one of those situations actually, like just like with you. I just want to check it out because I've never been. So I'm
Yeah.
basically charging him just what the cost is to actually get there, plus my regular fee if it was right down the street. So I'm not even like upping it or anything like that. Um, but yeah, it's like a fucking what is it? 300 miles from here? Is that what I said?
Damn, what's that take from y'all? What's that like a 6 hour drive?
It's gonna be a 6 hour drive. Yeah, just about. Now, one thing that I was thinking about is there a plane or an airplane or I'm sorry, the airport that's closer to there that we can land and then drive from there? Would it make sense also financially? Like I have to look into that. But that's an option. But I mean, I wouldn't mind taking a road trip. We'll take the beater and drive 6 hours up.
I'm dead. I'm in there like swimwear, man. That'd be fun. A little
Yeah.
road trip, a couple of vloggers, a couple of good boys on the road.
We could do a couple of Instagram lives and just bullshitting on the way.
Oh man, that'd be a blast. It'd be like college again, but we have cameras and shit.
And yeah, and we're twice the age of college students.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that's gonna be in May. So it's actually next month. It's in like 3 weeks, 4 weeks. So you better start check your plane ticket soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, to Long Beach.
Yeah, I'll let you know by tomorrow if flying closer to Yosemite would be smarter. If not, fly to Long Beach and then we'll drive from here.
All right, I'm down.
Cool.
Yeah, we're gonna make that happen. All right, babies. Thanks for tuning in. We got another 50-minute slapper for y'all. Weigh in on the comments and everything if you thought money was grimy for doing our homegirl like that. Also, please continue to give us more topics. The topics that were submitted to us today. Who was that from? Let's shout her out.
I was gonna say shout out to Andrea. She watches every podcast, and yeah, she's the one that left like 4 different questions. Were great. I think we touched on 2 or 3 of those today.
God bless you, Andrea. You a sweet soul. But I guess that's it, boy. We ending right on 50. No more soundboard. Also, if y'all know of any other places that we can do podcasts from, because right now Riverside is, they might get sent down the river at this point
Mm-hmm.
because some of this shit ain't lining up. But we'll reach out to them. Until next time, babies, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, please comment. We got to get a community going out of this, and I think that'll help us with the algorithm, and then we can do more stuff for y'all. So Scott Elmer signing out. We love y'all. And you know what? Maybe we'll do one live from Yosemite in a
I
month.
like that. This time we won't get into the liquor beforehand, so that way we won't fall asleep.
Liquor,
We hardly know
liquor.
her.
We hardly know her. That's right.
All right, everyone. Bye.
All right, y'all. Bye.